Welcome to video 3. For this, we're going to be talking about landing pages. And landing pages, and not just in the context of email, but all sorts of campaigns that you're driving people to. So I'll talk about what landing pages are, why you need them, how they collect information, when you would need to collect information, and then the variety of ways that people can come to a landing page. So what is a landing page? It's also known as a sign-up page. And what it is a single web page designed to collect or enable you to distribute information. It gathers new people or new information, and it's single focused. It catches the attention quickly, and it gives people direct instructions in terms of what to do. So here's an email. We were talking about emails just a little while before. It's a short email that is designed to be skimmable, and it allows people to be clear about what they need to do. So if you went and you clicked on this link, which is driving people to reach out to representatives that they support tax fairness, and when they click on it, they are driven to your landing page. And here's the landing page. And this is what it does, is there's text on the left-hand side. Sometimes there's a graphic. It's clear about what you want this person to do. Has a clear title. It has a bolded action ask. And they would fill out this information on the right-hand side. So this is where it's collecting information. It's soliciting people to take part in an action. And that is the basic gist of a landing page. So why would you want a landing page? It promotes a current event or a cause. It says that something's newsworthy. It gives people the ability to focus on one action that they should take, whether it's joining the campaign, signing up, being an advocate, whatever you need people to do. And people are more inclined to take an action when it's clear for them in terms of what to do. So a landing page versus a website. What is the difference between a landing page? Why wouldn't I just make people, when they click on something, whether it's an email, whether it's an ad, why shouldn't they just go to the main website? And there's a difference between a landing page and a website. And I'll show you why it's clear to make a landing page versus posting something and having people be driven to the proper website. A landing page is a specific narrow page that you have created for this specific action that you want people to take. It gives an urgency, and it asks people to do one thing. It's single focus, and it's clear what they need to do. If you posted something and you wanted people just to go to a specific website as a whole, so rather than a product page for a shoe, it was Zappos.com in itself. A website itself is very broad, it's all-encompassing, and there's many, many things that people can do from a website. So it's not single focus, it's not something that you're driving people to a specific thing. A website is meant for the entire entity, for everything that you're doing. A landing page is meant for that one specific thing that you need somebody to do at that moment based on that piece of content that they came in on. There are several ways that you can drive people to a landing page. We've talked about email, which is a primary way to drive people to a landing page. Social media links, so places like Facebook and Twitter. An online ad. A text message asking people to go to a specific point. Or even something like flyers that people hand out in, themselves can have a URL that people can go to. So what can be on a landing page? You could have a sign-up form to join a campaign, an RSVP for an event. You can have an online petition. You can watch and share a video, or a social media tool in which people can share something. So there are some features of a landing page that are unique. This is one specific landing page, and it's different from a website in several different ways. The first is it gets rid of navigation, so there's less things for people to click on. So there's no like home, about, blog, news, A traditional landing page will strip away all that information. So you'll have a specific template for a landing page that won't confuse people. It won't dilute the ask because you've taken away other options for them to click on. It has a bold headline, so it's clear about what somebody should do. It can have a compelling image or a video. It has a clear call to action. And it's easy to read descriptive text. And finally, that there's just only a few required fields, so you're not asking them for lots and lots of things. This is especially true if you're driving people to something, but you already have their phone number, you already have their zip code, you already have their home address. You want to ask for the least amount of information as possible, so stuff that you don't have that is necessary to the action. You don't want people to feel like they're buying a house, where there's a lot of things that you're asking them to do. It's just what's necessary to complete this action. So here's an example of a landing page. It's, the text is there, it's short, snappy text. But it's not really all too compelling. And there's a lot of fields that you're asking people to do. First name, last name, zip, phone number, your mobile number. There's a way to what we call optimize or really make this landing page more conducive to sign up. So here's what you would do. You would eliminate a lot of the sign up fields. You would put a picture that's engaging. And you want to make it clear about what you want people to do. You have those three different sections where you have the overview, you have the facts to prove it, and then you have the stakes. So you have your provocative sentence, just like you would in your email, like we were talking about with that email triad. So you have your general statement, you have your facts to back up your statement, and then you denote that sense of urgency. So that's one example of a landing page that was fairly successful. Here's another one. Once again, you're asking minimal information. You have the clear call to action. You have your statement. You have your facts to back it up. And then you have your sense of urgency that you promote in the text. There's also implications for mobile. So you could have a mobile-friendly one. So before, you see how it would be hard for somebody mobily to fill this form out. You can have this mobile version where it's easier for them to fill out based on the one column format. And then what happens is after people sign up and they fill out these forms, you will get a little spreadsheet. It will give your sign up dates, the email addresses, and then any of the different things that you've asked them to fill out. And you can see how successful a landing page was and if it got you the correct information that you needed. So there's one debate, what kind of content do you put on a landing page, whether you want to have an image or a video. Every campaign is kind of different on this. A lot of the times that I've found is that images tend to work better than video. Video sometimes is an ask into itself, so we talked about one ask versus two asks. Watch this video because it is a long amount of time sometimes. People don't have a minute and a half like they used to. People sometimes feel like that's an action in itself and that they won't sign up based on a video because they'll have watched the video and they don't want to fill out the form versus an image where the only thing to do really is fill out the form. What you want to do with these things is you want to test this and you want to see what your audience likes. What's true for one audience is probably not necessarily true for another audience. So give it a go. See if an image works or a video works. So you might want to send half of your email list the same sign-up form that has an image. And then the other half will have a sign-up form that has a video. Which one performs better? You can go ahead and go in and see based on that export and see how many people signed up on one versus how many people signed up on another. So always test and always see what's working the best. There are two other special forms. One is called a share page. So what you can do is drive people not just to a petition or a sign-up form. You can drive them to something that asks them to share a video or something like that on Facebook and Twitter. And this works really well for video. I was talking about sign-up forms not working well with video, but people like to share videos sometimes. So we had an engaging video here that people clicked on a link to, via an email to this Who Broke Philly video, and they could share it on Facebook or Twitter. And then there's something called an RSVP form. So what you can do is have a form for an RSVP, ask them to join, has a little map. So that's another way that you can do a sign-up form, that it's an RSVP. So just to give you a taste of what different landing pages can look like. And then when you've created your landing page and people go out and do what you've asked, there's really a next step that you can do. So remember how I said that you can pick one, you really want one action for each landing page? Well, you can actually do more than that. Basically what happens is after people do one thing, you kind of want to say, all right, thanks for doing that. Here's something else you can do. And then they do that. Okay, well then here's something else you can do. Only if they've opted into something. So I've said before, you know, you don't want an email to give people, here are 4 things you can do right now. You want to keep it focused and singular. But when they go ahead and complete one, you might as well ask them to do something else. And after they complete that, then maybe you want to ask them to do something else. And this is called a daisy chain. How many times have you been to a website and you sign up and all that it says is, thanks, you know, I hope you didn't want to do anything else because that's all we're asking you to do right now. We're just asking you to do that one thing. Thanks, you're done. You know, some people, you know, it's a rate of diminishing returns, but some people might actually want to do something else after they've done that. So what instead you can do is create this effective daisy chain. This means you want to decide on your goal and what's most important. So sometimes, you know, I've gotten this. I've donated to a campaign. And then after they say, all right, thanks, do you want to make a call to Congress? Because that's a bit harder for somebody to do. And then after you do that, they'll say, all right, thanks for making a call to Congress. Do you want to volunteer in person? Or you can point somebody to a share page. So watch this video and share it. And then what you can do is once you share it, you can take their friend to a petition, and then they could share it. So you could have an email that asks you to donate. So you go to the page and you donate for this person, and then what happens after? You're taken to a share page where it says, all right, you've just donated money. Why don't you email your friends about it, or share your friends with your friends on Facebook, or tweet about this person. And they'll go ahead and then after they've donated, they'll share. And then what it says is, all right, thanks for sharing. Somebody goes onto Facebook, your friend, and they see that you've shared this, and when they click on it, they're taken to a sign-up page where they can join your campaign. So the idea here is you're growing. You have submitted this email. You have done some action, and it says, all right, now that you've taken this action, share with your friends. And then when your friends click on what you've shared, they can then go ahead and join the campaign. So you're really maximizing what people can do. You're asking them step by step by step, asking them to do something more difficult, more difficult, more difficult to see where they're ready. So what you can do is you can have those multiple asks that we were talking about, but it's step by step. It's not all at once. And finally, here's another example. You get an email. You're taken to a share page. You share it on Facebook. And then when people click on it on Facebook, they're taken to that other sign-up form. So that's the idea of daisy chains. And it's going to be very different for each campaign, especially if you're selling a product, you're being an advocate. But basically the idea is you shouldn't just leave somebody. If they complete an action, always be thinking about what that next step that they can do is. So this especially works in the nonprofit and advocacy worlds. With product marketing, this might not apply just as much. But the idea is to always think about what the next incremental action your group can take once they've done that last action. You can really see who your power advocates are when this comes to the case. And even though a small percentage will take that next ask, and even a smaller percentage beyond that will take that next ask, it's always important to do something like this because you can really see who your power advocates are.